That right there, you are going to jail right now. Police cars, bad. Why are you going to put a car in the middle of the road? Obviously, we could see from this scene, the suspect drives around. Maybe deep down inside, maybe there's a little bit of bad guy in all of us. Hey everybody, this is Chris and I'm a real police officer, and today we're going to see how they do policing in Grand Theft Auto. Be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes of Experts React. I like the big cop. You will never get that close to me, ever, ever, ever. That's already bad news right there. I will only talk to people that close when I know who they are, or I know that maybe they're the victim or they're a witness. I even think for someone in the general public, they'd be like, why are you so close to me? Especially these days, right? 6 feet, 6 feet. That is actually assaulting a peace officer in the state of California. It's an arrestable offense, and I would be effecting arrest against that individual after pushing me.
Hey, watch it.
These guys pulled out their guns quicker than I don't know what. The cop runs up, pulls the poor victim out of the vehicle and just throws him without any regard to their body or anything like that. I don't see that happening. It'd have to be an extreme scenario. Yeah, unfortunately, I've seen that kind of driving. Yeah, roadblocks aren't really all that thing that we like to do. Police cars, bad. Why are you going to put a car in the middle of the road? Obviously, we can see from this scene, the suspect drives around. Roadblocks are a no-no, especially now I'm going to start shooting at the vehicle coming at me. Bullets tend to bounce off of vehicles and windshields. Yeah, about this point in time, the mayor would be calling the chief of police, who's calling me to say, what are you guys doing? Yeah, I love this shooting at moving cars. Let's just run over our partners there. Great car chases. Well, like in the city I work in, we have a municipal airport. The thing that we need to remember here is that we probably can gain access here eventually. I would be coordinating with other police units to cover all the exits. But we don't want to be going on the tarmac because that could be dangerous to any planes that are coming and going. Ouch. Well, maybe people think, that's not realistic. Yeah, you may want to think twice about that. My units are in a pursuit of a GTA vehicle, and they end up going through a part of Whittier known as Turnbull Canyon. Nothing but windy hills. One of the vehicles rolls off the cliff 150 feet down, destroying the vehicle. And I thought to myself, how am I going to explain this to the chief of police that one of his police vehicles went off a cliff? Not a hill, a cliff. At the police academy, you are required to go through what we call EVOC, Emergency Vehicle Operations Driving. And what we do is you start to learn the basics of first just driving a police car. And then you will start to learn how to operate that vehicle under certain adverse conditions. They layer the cement with just a little bit of water that causes you to just slide, because that may happen. You may hydroplane out in the field during a pursuit and the ground is wet. And then they finally bring you back for the final exam per se. And then you have a vehicle pursuit. We just can't be willy-nilly out there just driving the way we would normally drive a civilian car. In the state of California, there's a couple things that we have to do as police officers. We have to drive with due regard. We're not just able to just willy-nilly drive through intersections and below red lights and stuff like that. So all the responsibility is on me. Now, if you activate your lights, you have to activate your siren as well. You've got to let people know that you're coming. We're just asking people, hey, try to pull over to the right. If you can't pull over to the right, stop where you're at. Let me go around you. You just stop moving, please. A true Grand Theft Auto is when your car is parked, it's locked and secured, you've given no one permission, and they break into it and they take it. And you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, where's my car? I got to go to work. Well, that's a Grand Theft Auto. The crime being depicted in the game where someone walks up, slugs somebody in the face, or pulls them out of the vehicle and then jumps in their car, that's actually carjacking. That's 215 of the California Penal Code, carjacking. I guess this video game series should be called Carjacking 1, Carjacking 2. It's kind of like when people, they kill me when they say, I was robbed. How'd you get robbed? I came home and someone broke into my house. No, that's a burglary. That's not a robbery.
Actually, do you mind defining those terms for me? You know I love terminology.
A robbery is when someone takes your personal property through force or fear. So 211, at least in California, is a robbery. A burglary is when someone enters with the intent to commit a crime. And they have to break that threshold. They go in there and nobody is in there and they take what they're going to take. That would actually be a burglary. After looking at this video game, I could say that the video game industry is closer to real police work than Hollywood ever has been or ever will be. A lot of good stuff there, a lot of good tactics, some good storyline. I'm loving it. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Any other ones that, that scream police officer to you?
The scream police officer. Here, I'll give you my I don't believe you pose.
Oh my God.